Hello everyone and welcome back to my YouTube channel. So I'm Mayank Agarwal and we are learning Python through a Hello Python series. So from this video onwards, we are going to start with functions. Functions is actually a very important topic, as you all might be aware, in Python as well as other languages. We will be using them a lot, or rather I would say every time once we move forward and I would say write any other code. So it is very important to understand the transition, right, which we are making now from the basic code which we have written till now and now moving to a function based code. Okay, so normally that is known as functional programming. That is actually used I would say everywhere. So we normally write functions only. So it is very important to understand. So let's get started and try to understand functions from scratch. Okay, let's begin. So now let us start with our understanding of functions. Okay, so functions in Python, the understanding will actually be helpful everywhere. So like I understood function in C++ the first time, and it was actually helpful to me everywhere. So yeah, that if you understand with that approach, any language, anywhere you're writing the code, that will be helpful. So let us begin. A function in Python is a block of code that performs a specific task. Okay, so function, okay, is actually, let's say you say that, okay, I want this task to be performed, and you define a block of code to that. You basically define it, you say that, okay, this is what I want, and everything is basically gonna, I would say, start from there and got executed the way you want. The way I understand function is actually kind of like a black box. Okay, so as you can see, it's kind of, let's say, it's like a box like this, where you are just, I would say, concerned about what you send as an input, and you will be getting an output based on that. So for example, a very easy example for that is, let's say you have a remote, right, to control your TV or something. When you press the button to increase the volume, volumes get increased. So the input is pressing the button and the output is volumes get increased, right? So again, it is very important to understand, and we are been using the inbuilt functions, print, input and other functions, but moving forward, we will also see how to use our own function as well. Okay, defining our own function as well. So this is the basic idea about function. It is a black box in which you send an input and it returns you some output. Okay, so now let us understand then the functions using, I would say, a real life example intuitively as well. We have a washing machine with us, right? So we have a washing machine. In that washing machine, we send the dirty clothes and we basically get out our clean clothes, right? So washing clothes is a function of our washing machine. Okay, washing clothes is a function of our washing machine, as you can see as well. Now this is a lot intuitively. Similarly for us, breathing is a function like which we perform, right? So function in a real sense is just that, I would say, any activity or something which a particular thing has to do. For us, breathing is actually that code which we perform again and again. Similarly for washing machine, washing clothes is a function. Now, in terms of, I would say, coding or programming, now you might be thinking where it will be used, right? So many of the things in coding are actually done a lot of time. For example, if let's say you're logging into Instagram, logging is actually a function which Instagram provided, right? So like billions of people will be using that function. So the code and logic, we don't need to actually do again and again. So pay attention. Login is a function. Similarly, logout is just another function. Then send message, right? Send message is something, a block of code which I know will actually be executed a lot of time. And similarly, playing a video. So you are choosing to play a video on YouTube. So when you click it, so that's a function of YouTube. That, okay, play this video. Okay. So yeah, that is overall, I would say, an idea about functions. I can just explain you the same using code as well. So pay attention, everyone. Intro to functions. Okay. Yeah. Great. So for example, a very easy example is that print is a function. Okay, we have seen this function, like we have been using this, I think, since so long. Now print is actually a function where if you provide anything, it will just throw that out on the screen. Throw that out on the screen, right? It's a black box. I don't know how it's working internally, but I am sure that, okay, if I give it something, it's going to return me that thing. Similarly, length is a function, right? Length is an inbuilt function. You will see this. Length, built-in function or method, return the number of items in a container. So if let's say I'm providing Mayank here, it's going to give me the length. If I'm providing, I would say, hello Python here, then again, it's going to give me the length. Now, one thing which I want you to understand is that what is the use of this overall function, right? Matlab, see, the problem happens like, let's say if I have S1, which is Mayank, and S2, which is hello Python. So what happens is that I can write a code. I can write a code to find out the length. Okay, so let me say L1 is equals to 0. L1 plus equals 1. And I can print L1, right? I got the answer. Similarly, now I can copy this code. I can make it L2. I can make it L2, S2, and I can print L2. Yeah. Now, if you actually pay attention, I can write code like this. Okay, similarly, let's say if I have S3, right? Something like a long string. Now again, I will have to copy this. S3, L3, L3, yeah. So I'm able to do this, but I hope you're able to understand that it doesn't make sense that I'm writing this logic every time. What if someone, by mistake, writing this logic, okay, let's say if you're writing this logic again and again, someone does a mistake like this. So I hope you're able to understand that once we define the function, right, once we have defined that, okay, this is what we have to do. For example, in the length function, overall these things are defined that how it has to be done. So you are actually putting all your effort, all your mind a single time to make sure that you're able to define that block of code. And now you can call it directly and say, for example, when you are washing clothes using washing machine, right? It has been defined that, okay, how clothes has to be washed. It doesn't get, you don't have to tell it every time or anything. You just give it the clothes and it's going to give you the clean clothes. Okay, so that is what it is actually doing. Similarly, in length, it is not asking you to define, okay, if you want to use for loop, while loop, you're not specifying any of that. It just expects that you are providing it an object or iterable and it gives you the length of that, right? So that thing is very, very important to understand with respect to function. Overall, that what exactly are they helping you to do? And I think with that, you will be able to understand the benefit as well. So the very best benefit is code reusability. Okay, so what I mean by code reusability is, as you can think here only, see, so I am able to reuse this code, whatever the code is written. So we are going to define our own function as well. There you will see, like I will be making this length function. Now I am able to actually reuse this code. Okay, I don't have to again and again, I would say, write this code like this, the way I'm writing here. For example, now if let's say I got S4, but let's say someone doesn't know how to write for loop, then I will have to change this code again. Okay, so I might have to write while I in or something like, let's say I less than length of, then I will have to define this I is equal to 0 again. Okay, length of S3, but then again I'm using this length function which is inbuilt. Okay, so the logic I will have to basically make sure that I'm able to do, right? So again, that is a problem, right? If we have defined our logic once, then why should we do it again and again? If we have to use this print, we were not writing this print again and again from scratch, right? Similarly for this length, it is written one time, एक बार लिखा हुआ है, I'm just using it directly, it doesn't matter, ठीक है? सीधा, similarly to wash clothes, the function is already written, I'm just using it directly, ठीक है? I am not writing it again and again, and that is the best benefit about function. Okay, less code you write, less will be the error, and you will not be repeating yourself. Code breakup. Okay, so using functions, you are able to, I would say, break your code up in a very easy and understandable manner. So it can happen that tomorrow, okay, let's say you are making some food. So intuitively, let us understand this intuitively. So you are, let's say, making food. Okay, first you will be, I would say, gas on, something like this you will be doing. Okay, so it's a function. Then you will be putting things in pan, something like this. Okay, then you will be, I would say, basically increasing the gas, increasing the flame, I would say, right? Something like this you will be doing. So if you will see, each and everything is now divided here. Okay, in a similar manner, when you log in to Instagram or somewhere, Gmail, Instagram, this can be actually divided into, I would say, understandable things. So logging is there. Then in login, you can have login via mobile, login via web, login via app, all these things. Okay. Then you can have logout as a function, you can have interact as a function, like as a function. So you are able to divide all the things, right? So that is very, very much helpful, because the same thing can then be used anywhere else as well. If you have defined this login as a code separately, okay, you are able to break up your code in these small, I would say, functions. Then it is very much reusable again. Plus, you know that, okay, if let's say tomorrow login is failing, you don't need to go and see the code for logout. You know that, okay, login is the code which is getting called. So wahi pe there will be an error. Anywhere else, there will not be an error. Okay. So this next is logic breakup, and the last one is logic hiding. Again, we don't know how the print is working, length is working. Similarly, we can make modules. Okay, so the way we have modules, I've already given you an idea on that we can import these modules and then you just use them directly. For example, a very good example is, let's say, import math. Now in this math, sqrt is a function, we know that. Now I don't know how this sqrt is written, but if I provide it a number, it's just going to give me the answer. I don't have to do it again and again. If I get the wrong answer, I know that sqrt is one which I have to see. Okay, not any other function. So there is, I would say, ceiling as well. I know that, okay, that I don't have to see. I just have to see the square root function. So it is divided, like the breakup is there, code is hidden, and I'm able to reuse the code again and again. So I don't have to write this square root function each and every time. And that is a very fabulous, I would say, case, because if I write code less time, there will be less errors. Okay? So this understanding is very, very important. Now let us move forward. Types of function, let us understand. So inbuilt function and user defined function. Inbuilt function we have been using, I would say, a lot. Okay, so these are all inbuilt functions only. So we have used our print function here, everyone. Similarly, input, right? We have actually used, I would say, length function as well. Then there's math square rt. These are all inbuilt function, but we can also make our own function, because it might happen that tomorrow I want length by 2. Okay, whatever is the length, give me it by 2, or let me know I have to calculate the age by just guessing the name of the person, something like that. Now, of course, Python will not give you the inbuilt function for that, right? We will have to create our own function. Similarly, for login, Python doesn't know that, okay, where you want it to log in, which DB it has to connect, where the password is kept. So we can create our own function, and that is the overall beauty of, I would say, function, that we can actually work and create our own function and use them again and again. And everywhere, like, you're going to see that people do write in functions, because that is very much helpful. You don't have to repeat yourself. Everything is actually callable, and you can see exactly that, okay, where the error is. You are able to hide your logic and everything. So all that is very much helpful. Okay. So these are, I would say, the basic about function overall, everyone. In the next video, we are going to also try to basically create our own function. So till then, please understand and see all the codes where we have used these functions, and see that, okay, where did they give you benefit. Okay. Cool, everyone. I hope this overall basic idea about function was very much helpful and clear. Please make sure that you get this thing very much, I would say, clear in mind. The reason is that we are going to use it a lot going forward. Okay, and if you are clear in this thing, clear in the overall idea of the function, that will help you a lot when you do programming. And believe me, it's actually, I would say, most important concept, okay, in programming, because other languages, C, C++, Java, everywhere functions are there, and you have to write them. Even if you go tomorrow to any open source, I would say, contribution, or any company, you will be writing in functions only. Okay, so please make sure that you understand them, and let's meet in the next video, and we are going to learn how to create our own functions. Okay, cool. Thank you very much, everyone. Let's meet tomorrow. Thank you.